It's time for Nip Talk.
I love her.
Oh, she's awesome. Yeah, she's just a good person. Anyway, so Gwen Stefani earlier this month was on Late Show with Seth Meyers.
Yeah.
And people freaked out. And I got a clip from the show, and I want to run it. Travis, can you run that clip?
Do you ever do any of your songs when you're on the road
You
with
know
Blake?
what? He asked me to do songs all the time, and I'm like, it's not my stage. Like, this is so awkward. Like, I'm forcing myself. Like, I want some attention. Like, let me be on your. It's not. But he wants me to come on, and sometimes I'll do like Don't Speak, and
Yeah.
it's pretty incredible to be able to have a song that you get out there and you're thinking, do they know me? Like, are they going to be like, why is she here? And then they know all the words. You're like, oh my God, this is crazy.
So first off, I'm going to say that I did love her outfit. That is classic Gwen
100%.
Stefani. Like, I mean, not many people could pull that off, but she can definitely pull it off. The sheer, yeah.
Yes.
But I have to say that if someone had showed me that clip and it didn't say Gwen Stefani on it, I don't think I would have recognized her.
She looked very puffy.
She looked very puffy, and just overall, like, her whole appearance almost looked like that of a different person.
You know
No facial expressions.
What's funny is I loaded these clips in the vMix, and I was wondering who the other person was until right now.
Really?
I did not know that was her until you just said that. I was like, oh, wow. I did not know that was her until you just said that.
Oh, my gosh.
I thought it was two different people.
You thought it was two different people, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the internet just like went crazy
Yeah.
when those things came out. And there's here, so on the left, that's around 2017. The middle picture is her in like 2020, and then the last one is her just this month.
Yeah, she's definitely like slowly had some stuff done.
Yeah.
But
So
it looks she can barely see her eyes.
yeah, she looks super puffy in that right one.
Yeah.
Like she almost like she just had it done. So.
Yeah.
So of course, I was looking into this because I saw Gwen Stefani in 2016, 2017. I saw No Doubt play at a concert out in California, and I distinctly remember seeing her and thinking, I mean, she's a beautiful woman, so I don't mean this in a negative way at all, but I remember seeing her, I was like, oh, I can see that Gwen Stefani's aging,
Yeah.
I looked at her, I was like, wow, because what I noticed, and this is so funny because it ties in very well with this new look, I was noticing that she was starting to get platysmal bands in her neck, which is very common for women in their late 40s, right? You start to get the fall of your neck, and it's just a normal aging thing. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, the great Gwen Stefani's getting older. I was like, I can't believe it. And I was like, I'm getting old too, right? Because we're like the same age or whatever, or close to it. But then when I looked at that video, like I don't see that anymore, and so it brings up the question of did she have surgery, right, or is this just like Botox and fillers or whatever? And so I started looking on the internet, and there is a lot of stuff out there speculating on. Well, of course, any celebrity plastic surgery story is always hot.
Yeah,
here.
I saw it on TikTok.
Yeah, I mean we're doing one right now, but but yeah, it was funny how many people were weighing in on it, and I found it kind of a little funny because I found two different recent videos. One was from a plastic surgeon, and he was saying that he didn't think she had surgery, that it was just fillers or Botox or whatever. And then there was this other girl, and I think that she is more like a makeup artist or something.
Yeah.
Like I think she really has no knowledge base of like whether someone had surgery or not. She's like, oh yeah, she's had a neck lift, she's had a facelift, she's had fat injections and all this stuff. And I was just kind of giggling because the plastic surgeon's like no, and she's saying yes, and they were just such different views of what she'd done. So anyway, I just want to kind of weigh in. I mean, obviously, I think that she's had some treatments done, right? Your whole face does not change without something, and I think you said she looks puffy. I mean, she's definitely had some fillers, without question. I noticed when you look really close on those pictures, and it's hard to tell when it pops up on the screen, but a lot of the wrinkles that she had have gone away, and so that means she's either using Botox, which probably she is. I mean, everyone and their grandmother is using Botox these days.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great medication to use. It's fabulous. But she's lost those wrinkles, so she's probably Botoxing, and she may have done like some sort of facial resurfacing.
Her nose looks different.
She did have a nose job early on. I know that. I don't think she ever admitted it, but I've seen pictures of her when she was young, like in her teens. And then like when she kind of got popular, No Doubt, and I'm 99% certain she had a nose job, and she may have had it touched up, I don't know. But so I was wondering, can I tell if she's had surgery? Now, I'm not saying I know for sure. I don't know for sure.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't even care. Like, she's awesome. I love Gwen Stefani. She can do whatever she wants, and she's still a rock star. But I think she did have surgery, and I based that on the fact that when I saw her live and I noticed those aging things, like the sagging of her platysmal neck muscles, and I watched that video, I didn't see it. And the reason I think that surgery is because you can do all sorts of facial, laser resurfacing, Morpheus, things that tighten your skin, but they don't tighten your muscles.
Right.
So, I mean, maybe she got some weird threading of her neck muscles, which I would never recommend anyone do. But I kind of think she may have had surgery. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't bet my life on it, but I mean, I do these kind of procedures, and I did kind of see a difference in her.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think of her look? I mean,
I think I like a more natural look, but I feel like maybe whenever she went on that show that it looked like she had just had a lot of work done on her
Like
face.
recently?
Like recently.
Yeah.
So maybe in a couple weeks or something,
it'd be better.
It'll
you think
it'll
would,
look
if
more
you were
natural.
like a celebrity, you would time that, right? It's like,
Yeah.
I'm going to be on the Late Show. Like, I'm not going to run
Maybe
out.
it was a last minute
Yeah, it
thing.
could
Who
be.
knows?
Well, I mean, I will say this, like that middle picture that we threw up, of her from 2020, I think she looks
Great.
like stunningly beautiful. Like
Yeah.
she looks a little bit different in that picture. Like I can still recognize her, and part of it too is her hair. She changed her hairstyle. But I have to say that like the last one I'm not as fond of. I think she looks very young. Like I would say she looks 15 to 20 years younger than, I mean, she looks like she's in her early 30s there. But I don't know, I'm with you, Sarah, that for me, like the best work is the work that no one knows you had. Like if you come out and you look like a different person, then I don't know, I feel like
Unless
it's too
that's what you want. But.
Well, maybe,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, maybe she did want that.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, I'm not going to speculate. Maybe she wanted to like look like that. I don't know.
I feel like with Gwen Stefani, she can do no wrong because she taught me how to spell bananas, and that's just as honest as I can be. She taught me how to spell bananas, so she can do no wrong.
Hey, I feel the same way. I love Gwen Stefani. I mean, I
haven't heard that song in so long.
I know,
It's been a
right?
while.
Rocking out in my car in high
Yeah.
school.
I think it's funny though. You know that song "Just a Girl"? Like I remember, like in
Yeah.
the like late '90s, that song was so popular. Like they'd play that at the clubs, and like every dude would be like, "I'm just a girl." It was kind of.
I'm like, were you that dude?
I was that dude. I love that song.
That's
That song
hilarious.
is like rocking. I love the video too. Like the video is great. The song was great. I
funny.
distinctly remember I used to work at this Mexican food restaurant in college, like to kind of help pay my way through college, and that song came on the radio. We had like an
Yeah.
overhead, and I was blown away. I was like, that's like an awesome song, and then that's my first memory of No Doubt. But well, I don't know. She hasn't addressed it, so she's never said whether she did anything or not, and she's probably not going to, because why should she? But
Yeah.
it's interesting to talk about. Yeah, the only thing I would say from a plastic surgery standpoint is my personal preference, at least for my patients, is I would probably not take them that far. I mean, when you take them to the point that they look like a different person, I don't know.
Yeah, I think everything in life there's a moment where you can go too
right.
far.
Yeah.
So
We talked about, and the other one we talked about that did the same thing was Courtney Cox. Like,
Yeah.
like before you were on the show, we
Yeah.
did her, and and she even said, she's like, well, I took it a little bit too far, but yeah.
She did.
I need to find a
remember
more.
that.
So that picture or that interview was just a couple weeks ago. I'm curious now that you mentioned. I would just imagine that she wouldn't come on so soon after something, but I'm gonna see if I can find a current picture and see if maybe
Yeah.
it comes down.
Yeah, I follow her on Instagram and stuff. So
Oh, do you?
yeah,
I need to be better. Like I tend to put a lot of stuff out on social media, and I don't tend to take it in as much unless I'm doing research for the show. And I guess I need, now that we're doing this, got to be a little bit more in tune with what's going
yeah,
on.
keep up.
I'm gonna rely on you to do that for me.
Yeah.